It's the National Football League on EA Sports.
And all eyes are on Jared Goff.
He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Blues and the Mounties coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League finds us down under in the beachside city of Melbourne, Australia. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, think about this Melbourne club entering play. They already have as many wins in the second half as they did in the first half, and we're just starting the second half. That number's 0.
And I know some of their fans are already starting to look forward to the draft, but I still think this team has a chance to win some games down the stretch.
Meanwhile, for our visitors from north of the border, they get a stern road test as they come into this one after losing in London a week ago.
Yeah, the schedule makers gave them a...
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. Leading them out is their rookie quarterback, the young man from the University of Michigan.
And during the entire pre-draft run-up, when people talked about J.J. McCarthy, you heard 3 words mentioned over and over again: accurate, efficient, winner. 27-1 as a starting quarterback at Michigan and won a national title in his final season. But there's more to him than just that. This is a supreme athlete, a supreme competitor with a bigger arm than people understand. I expect him to be very successful as a starting quarterback.
Looking to throw McCarthy. Now a short one to Gesicki. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete. No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season. And that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by their quarterback, the guy out of California, the former Cal Bear, Jared Goff.
And this is a game for grit, determination, and somehow finding a way not to panic. What a horrible start for them. I mean, they haven't won a game yet. So now, as a quarterback, you're not just talking to your team. You've got to demonstrate to them what they need to do to win. He's got to be the leader by how he plays.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Now it's Goff. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Goff now looking to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Goff now to throw. He has it complete to Christian Watson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Now Goff. He'll get this underneath to Jacobs. And he'll take this from one 47-yard line to the other. A gain of 6. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 4. Jacobs going to try the middle. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. When you look at this defense, And this unit, very tough to throw against, currently second best in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down. They go ahead and snap it. Goff. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. So this offense able to convert on 4th, and now a fresh set of downs here, 1st and 10. Back to the running game with Jacobs. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
2nd down, Jacobs once more. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a 2nd and long after the holding call. From the gun, here's Goff. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about, and you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the 1st. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. Here's Jack Fox now. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Now we give up the middle to Williams. And he's going to get this one down to the 45. The numbers for Williams a week ago: 23 carries, 104 yards, and a score as well.
So he scored his 8th touchdown on the ground last week, and most guys I know, they want to get into round numbers. So, 10 is really the goal. And this is one sport where being selfish and scoring touchdowns is a good thing. Look for he and the offense to try and get him in there at least twice in this game.
They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. McCarthy off the play fake. Steps away. And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th. Going for it. Here's McCarthy. Steps away to his left. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. A big-time sack there on 4th down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal and just not a whole lot to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you punt the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means it's got a better chance of being blocked. So you're taking a chance either way. I like the fact they went for it.
And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. Takes this to the 45. Not much space after that broken tackle. They had 3 yards on 1st down, just 1 yard there. Here's 3rd and 6. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. Myles Garrett has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. They said there was a lot of discussion in their defensive team meeting room after last week's performance. They had 7 sacks. Something in the water. There's one in the first quarter.
A lot of discussion, a lot of excitement, because now everyone wants to get involved with this. Who's going to continue that process? Who's going to get to the quarterback this week? But they have to be careful. When you have that much pressure, they want to use it against you. Draws, screens, those types of plays.
We'll see if they do that. This is taken at about 14. 43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Toronto's offense ready to take over. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. They'll stay on the ground with Williams. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards. When you look at this defense, they've certainly had their struggles against the run at the 30th ranked unit out of 32 teams in the NFL.
The numbers are definitely not in their favor, but every time I click on the film and watch them,
and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It'll go as a sack, a loss of 3, and in turn, it takes us to a 4th down. Ethan Evans on now to punt. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Melbourne ready to go again on offense. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
No score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's our home team with possession as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. They'll run right here with Jacobs. He stiff arms him. Gets by him, and now a little daylight. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd down and 5. They'll try the air now with Goff. Short throw caught by Bowers. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a 1st down. Out of the gun, Goff. A quick throw, but incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Trying to improvise. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. The 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down. Goff. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Call it a loss of 4 there on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up 4th down now. And that is no good. He gave it a good run. That wasn't more than a foot or so wide to the left.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
Toronto's offense ready to take over. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. And he's going to drop this off to Williams. Complete. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Throwing is McCarthy. Finding Williams once more. Complete. So the completion good for just 3. And 3rd and 8 now. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. Got his man. It's Williams. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the 1st half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the 2nd half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Now McCarthy. Now a short one to Gesicki. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's McCarthy. That one complete to Trey Tucker. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. On play action, McCarthy. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. Up the middle, it's Williams. And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. A nice job there as he rumbles for 9. And it'll be back to a 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he's got the 1st down as he gets it to the 8. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues. From the 8, they've got it 1st and goal. Off the bootleg, here's McCarthy. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Williams will take it in. Touchdown. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of a season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told. And it was capped off by the Kyren Williams touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. Melbourne ready to go again on offense. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit and then to not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. 60 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
A good run there off right tackle in an old school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
He'll swing that out wide to Jacobs. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. Second down and 3. Here's Goff. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Myles Garrett drops him again for the second straight play, and it brings up 4th down. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. Here's Kyron Williams running out for another possession. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. And he's got Smith and Jigba. And touchdown! Jackson Smith and Jigba. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Mounties are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. I'll let you do the analysis, partner, but with every touchdown pass this young quarterback throws and with the success that his team has had, I just continue to be more and more impressed.
Let's both do the analysis. Impressed, aren't we both?
Yeah.
I mean, and why shouldn't we be? We've seen him improve throughout the year. We've seen him settle in now, and you can see the confidence of the team has grown. His confidence has grown. I think that everyone around this guy feels good about what they've seen, and it's also safe for him when he's driving home to turn on Sports Talk Radio. He's okay.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here comes the offense again, and let's focus on Josh Jacobs for a moment. He's doing his thing. He's got some good yardage, but his team right now in the second quarter, 0 points.
Just not a complete formula. Half of it's there, being able to run the ball and set the tone. Wonder if they may have to go to some play action, throw off the run game, and try and get the ball in the end zone.
I was just going to ask you that same thing. Maybe you use that run now to set up the pass, right?
I would think so because the run has been very effective for them.
Goff now looks to throw.
Same target. It's Jacobs again.
And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
Here is third down and 4.
Back to throw. Goff. In trouble, and he's taken down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Jack Fox now gets set to punt. Take it at the 37. It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt.
This offense back to work now late in this first half. And with great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal, they'll certainly have the green light here. From the shotgun, McCarthy.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
So still 14 yards to go, second down.
And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
To the air with McCarthy.
And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Looking to throw McCarthy.
And he can't escape, and down he goes. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Here's Ethan Evans now.
Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Coleman. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. A final shot before break here. Goff. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And he brings it back. Can you believe it? An offensive disaster on the final play of the first half.
They just had to hold on to the ball.
Well, Charles, not only did they fumble the football, but they're starting to fumble away their chances here a little bit. We've got a 3-score ball game now here in the first half.
And the last thing you want to do, partner, is help the other team with what are avoidable turnovers. You want to hang on to the football because you're already playing against a good team. You're just making it easier for them by giving them extra opportunities.
Zerline good with a PAT. And that will take us to the end of the first half of play. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, all right, Brandon, thank you very much. Hi again, everyone. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we are officially into the second half of the season. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. We saw a fine performance in that first half from the running back, Kyron Williams. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Melbourne's offense back out on the field now. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Open man, right side is his running back. It's complete downfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Now a give to Jacobs running right. He's got it to the 43 here. But now he appears to be in some pain. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. From the 43, here's second down and 8. To throw is Goff. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
From the gun on third down, Goff. He's got his target. That's complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. 33 yards that time.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10. Now it's Goff off the bootleg. That's caught. It's Strange, the tight end. Just a gain of a couple there. And it's second down. Now a first carry for the former Tar Heel, Javonte Williams. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Now it's Goff. And he'll go down, brought down at the 20-yard line. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Koo knocks this one through the post, and the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need them to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here. Now that should give him a spark. He's across the 40 to the 43. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Good starting field position for them here as they come up first and 10 at their own 43. Throwing to start the drive. McCarthy. His throw incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit. A lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
And he's brought down. That'll put him at 96 yards receiving now for the game, and he's got a first down as well.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. McCarthy. Got a man. That's Legaue. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. They'll come up now, 3rd and 3. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. An effective 7-yard third down conversion. Back to throw now on first down. This one swung out to Williams. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. From the 24 now, here's a 2nd and 5. Throwing again, McCarthy. Short throw to Smith. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Throwing is McCarthy. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
And he's going to lose a yard or two, taken down behind the line. DJ Jones picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with 3rd and about 6 yards to go. Now McCarthy. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. Zerline's kick is up and through, and the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's 24-3. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Blues offense and running back Josh Jacobs set to take over once more. And you look at his numbers as a pass catcher in this one. They've lined him up in different spots, shifted him around, and made him a real weapon in the passing game. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. The drive stays alive. A 3rd down gain of 8. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. 79 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. That's into the hands of his tight end, Bowers. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his second catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him, and what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their third corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Goff now looking to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs. So just 3 yards on the completion there, and that will bring up 2nd down. Goff. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Now Goff. Flushed out right. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
That was a good effort there, trying to do it on his own, but as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you, and if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
Eluding the pressure right. And Goff picks up the first down and then wisely slides to the ground to avoid the contact. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Bowers. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal. Now Goff. This is caught. Touchdown. Brenton Strange, his first touchdown on the year. And the Blues are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept him out of the end zone there.
And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. Is this a touchdown? That's the question. CD, what are they looking for here?
You just need any part of the football to break the plane. You don't need the whole football. It doesn't need to go over the entire white line. It's just that front part of the white line. And if you draw an imaginary plane going straight up, that's what they need to cross.
So take away the touchdown. The officials rule he did not get the football to break the plane. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. A very costly sack there on 3rd and goal. Pushes him back big time. And now you'd figure the field goal team coming on 4th.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
Now Goff on 3rd and goal. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Levi Wallace with a pick. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return.
Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
Jackson Smith and Jigba and his offense ready to go once more here.
They might want to mix something up defensively because he's been shredding them a bit, hasn't he?
That he has, and even with all the changes that you know are going on the defensive side of the ball, he's still finding ways to get open, finding the right spots, and the delivery's been pretty good too.
Yeah, he's over 100 yards, has the 1 touchdown score to this point.
2nd down and 8.
Again, it's Williams. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
The offense on 3rd down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 9. Now a handoff. Here's Williams.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 45 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one.
Still 9 yards to go on 2nd down from the 27.
On the counter, here's Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Now that's a nice play. Got me fired up, partner. But can they do it back-to-back plays? All the training that you go through as a defense for these situations, when you have to get the ball back, everything you go through, holding up the runner, raking at the football, getting to the passer, knocking it out of his hands.
And the ball is knocked out.
And one of the linebackers has got it.
And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well.
Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. And the screen unsuccessfully dropped it.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Here's Goff.
Short throw caught by Bowers.
And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down.
From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And he will have a 1st down at about the 21-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. They stick to the ground game on 1st down. It's Williams. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Goff now to throw.
He'll get the tight end Bowers involved there.
So the completion gets him just a yard. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. A give to Williams, running right. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They go ahead and snap it. Goff.
And to the find the open man. That's complete. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. And now hold everything here as the challenge flag is out. And we're going to get a review of that last play. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? They go back to the ground with Williams. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Javonte Williams, his first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Blues have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Well, we have seen the stiff arm get a bit of renaissance here in recent seasons, and that was pure strength there as he forced his way into the end zone.
And when you think of guys who use the stiff arm so effectively, I go back to guys like Earl Campbell, Walter Payton, some recent guys like Marshawn Lynch. Let's go to the Wayback Machine. Bronco Nagurski, he dealt out a wicked stiff arm.
2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And it looks like this one won't work out. Hands team able to secure the football. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics would tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. They'll try and run down some clock with Williams. And give the tackle to Anthony Walker.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
And this is the worry because sometimes you can get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important 3rd down.
Taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. It'll be a sack and a loss of 3, but more importantly, it brings up 4th down. Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Back to throw, Goff. Pressure comes and down he goes. Here's 2nd down. Goff. And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And it looks like the offense did get the football back, but it is clearly in that end zone, and it's going to be a safety. But fortunately, another offensive player quick to react, and they will indeed retain possession. So that a double whammy. Not only do you have to give away the football, but the 2 points mean this is now a 2-score game.
And 2 doesn't seem like much, does it? But it means everything in this situation because now they're going to have to look back, and ultimately, that might be the play that ends up deciding this game.
Toronto's offense ready to take over.
And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point.
We've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on first down.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
Well, that's one of those mistakes. That's a fumble that when they get to the sidelines, I know you're mad, Coach, but look, we've still got this locked down. But that's not necessarily true, is it?
You know, their hopes are slim, but you just hate to give them any hope. You could have sealed it right there.
Yeah, could have finished them off and taken away all hope, as we like to say.
So Jared Goff in the offense, down by 16, a little over a minute to go. It's been a struggle to score all day, and now they need to do it twice here late to have a chance. Following the fumble recovery, Goff.
He finds Pickens over the middle.
And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Well, they knew a lot of steps had to happen here. They got step 1, the touchdown. You need a 2-point conversion here, don't you?
You do, and as you continue to look ahead, if they're able to get that, somehow get the ball back and get another score, they have to go for 2 again. That's why teams are practicing multiple 2-point plays.
We saw that in Super Bowl 51 with the Patriots getting a pair of big 2. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. A very pivotal 2-point try that does not go their way. Now it's a big uphill battle for the rest of the fourth quarter.
The attempt was to try and make it a 1-score game, right? Touchdown, get 2, and now you've tied it up. Instead, they don't get it, still down 10.
So 2 scores down, time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. And they will take a knee here. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it.
And for the visitors, it is going to be a happy flight home. It is always such a treat, Charles, in the NFL when you can go on the road and get a victory, and that's exactly what they accomplished here today.
Oh, the trip home so much sweeter, isn't it? All the noise they heard before, how tough it is to win on the road, how tough it is to play in this stadium, how hyped up that crowd's going to be. They just used it as fuel, came in full of confidence, believed in themselves, and got it done.
So for Toronto,
they climbed to 6-2 on the year as they close in on the midpoint of this 17-game schedule.
and they will head back home next week.
Meanwhile, for Melbourne,
It's another week, another loss, as they fall now to 0-9. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.